What's happening YouTube? My name is Ryan, and today on Tricrow Studios we're going to be installing the Tone Pros System 2 7-string metric version on this Jackson Randy Rhoads RRX 24T. First and foremost, I want to apologize for the camera audio. Doing a bit of spring cleaning and much needed rehumidifying for all of my guitars. I live in Edmonton, so it's not the greatest climate. It's very dry, and after winter, you really have to take a good 2 to 4 days to completely rehumidify your guitars to kind of get, all the moisture back into the wood, the allowed moisture into the wood. So that's why you're hearing camera audio. So before we actually install this, and by install I mean drop it back in and I'll show you how to kind of re-intonate, but you want to make sure, and I think they only sell this in metric, but if you're getting the 7-string version or 6-string or anything like that, if it's not a US made, so like basically if it's not a Gibson, then you want to make sure that you're getting the metric rather than the imperial. So if you're on eBay, this can come back and bite you. I know it did for a LTD EX400 that I have. I made the mistake of getting the imperial rather than the metric. So make sure if you're on eBay or whatever, something that you're not necessarily going to get it and then be able to return it, make sure if it's not a Gibson basically, or it's like an import guitar, make sure to get the imperial. Okay, so the first thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to remove these strings. Now these strings are only 2 weeks old, and I see a lot of people that when they change out the bridge or they change out pickups, or I've seen tuners, they save the strings on them. You might as well treat yourself. You're treating yourself to a new bridge. Why not spend $7 or $8 and getting a new set of strings? For this, I didn't have to, but I actually have 2 sets of strings, even though these are only 2 weeks old. So I've gone ahead and detuned these. Let's go ahead and snap them. I'll snap them down here actually. She's a little thick, boys. Okay, so now I know that when I take these out, they're very short, easily, shouldn't actually scratch anything. Not that it's a major concern. So, let's take a look at the Jackson bridge. There we go. It looks just like the Tone Pros bridge. Okay, so there's both bridges. That is the Jackson, this is the Tone Pros. So you can see this, whenever you get something that's kind of black, it's not all the time, but a lot of the times, you'll actually see it starts to wear and it's kind of silvery chromish underneath. Hasn't been too bad of a bridge, but I figured if I'm upgrading the pickups and the tuners on it, and hopefully getting a bridge plate that fits it, then I might as well upgrade the bridge as well. Now, one thing here, you can take these out, posts, and replace them. With these. Now, you don't actually have to put this in. Usually, there's a fair bit of a process involved if you're putting these in the bottom, like the actual holders, but generally they will fit in the existing. And you can also drop them on the floor. Okay, there's that. You don't really have to worry about, at this point, you don't have to worry about, I see a lot of people that are like measuring stuff. You don't have to do that. You can adjust kind of at your own convenience. And same with these. I find what ends up happening is whether maybe you did or you didn't check the intonation beforehand. So a lot of people will try and match these up, just hoping that it was properly intonated before. Well, I'm going to show you how to intonate it, so that way you don't have to worry about where these are, and you'll be good to go. So at this point, this is where you would generally restring. However, I do have the Nazgul and the Sentient pickup package combo dealer majiggy. And I'm going to actually install those here in a separate video. But another good thing that you can do at this point, if you have a rosewood fretboard, get some lemon oil. Now you're going to probably, if people actually watch this video, because it's kind of a niche kind of deal, but get some lemon oil and lightly clean the fretboard there. Don't soak it in oil, but you can let it rest for a minute or two. And that way you'll have a very clean fretboard. It's always a good time to do it when you're doing a string change or anything like this. Alright, so we have the Nazgul and the Sentient installed. I have the bridge in place and everything is restrung. Now, just like the little notes that I gave before we actually got to this portion of the video, the height of the bridge here, that's all the preference. Obviously you want to make sure that it's not too low and not too high, making sure that you're not getting any buzzes, things don't sound like an old ovation, it's not really plucky or anything like that. And obviously solo around a little bit, play a little bit of lead to make sure that, you know, your finger's not going under the next string up because your action's too high. So it's all preference. Then obviously you want to make sure that your screws are pointing towards the pickups here, towards the neck, and down here there's no screws or anything. So the reason behind that is you'll see the saddle when you're looking at it. You want to make sure that the saddle goes straight down when it's going towards the pickups in the neck. There's no reason that you would need to guide them down, so it just needs to go flat. And then the other side here towards the body, where it's either going into the Tune O Matic or straight into the body itself, that needs a little bit of guidance. So when you look at it, you'll see that it's like that at an angle. So towards the neck, straight, towards the body, angle. Very easy. Now intonating. Intonating is something that people spend a lot of money on for absolutely no reason, because it's very, very easy to do it yourself. Now, I intonated this last night like an idiot. It was like 2 or 3 in the morning. Don't know why, but I did it last night. I didn't film it, and I should have. But this took about 7 minutes for me to do it. So about a minute per string. And your hardest strings to intonate are the wound ones. The easiest ones to intonate, and technically most important, even though all of them are important, are your unwound strings, especially if you're a lead player. So this is where we kind of clarify everything and get rid of the mystique. So what you need to do is plug your guitar into a tuner and then make sure, like, this is the way that I do it. This way it's kind of, it's easier for the wound strings here. So I'll do a G as an example. So you hit G, make sure that the tuner is dead center. And then hit the harmonic and make sure that that's dead center. It should be dead center. Now the reason I do this instead of either just plucking and then going for it, or plucking the harmonic and then going for it, that's how everyone else does it. But when you get to the wound strings, especially the 7th string or an 8th string if you're doing that as well, it takes a while if you're plucking this string here for it to actually get to that point where it's showing you if that it's in tune or not. It's the same idea as when you're plucking your string. Don't do it too hard, because automatically you're going to see that it's going to go sharp, and if you're not giving it enough time to kind of ring out, it's just going to be sharp for a long time and you're going to intonate the wrong way. So make sure that you're hitting this and then the harmonic, and then what you do is at the 12th fret, and to make sure you're not bending or anything like that, just pluck it with your finger on the 12th fret. So open, harmonic, and then the 12th fret. You make sure that all of those are the exact same location. If they're not, then you have to change it. That's when you're actually putting the screwdriver in and changing things. So let's quickly take a look at it. And again, at the end of the video, I'm just going to leave instructions on there, maybe 5-10 seconds, maybe 15. That way, you know, if you're watching this video and you're intonating, you don't have to keep going back to find where I say how to do it. Okay, so what you want to do now, you pluck the string, do the harmonic, and then fret the 12th. Now, if that is flat, so if everything's dead center, and that's flat, what you want to do is put your screwdriver in and turn it clockwise. Very, very easy. So, and then you retune the string again and do the same thing until when you hit this, this, and this, they're all the exact same. So very, very easy, and then you do the whole thing. If it's sharp, you do the opposite. So you turn it counterclockwise, and you keep doing that. Again, every time you make a change on the saddle or anything like that, retune the string, hit the open, hit the harmonic, and then fret it, and then keep changing it until that string is all three are dead in the middle. Very easy. Then do it all of them. Do it for all of them, and then you're all set. The whole thing takes about 5 to 7 minutes. If you really want to be picky, or if it's your first time, it's not a big deal if it takes 10 to 20 minutes. After that, it just keeps getting faster and faster every time you do it. Then from there, you can do the same for any other guitar that has this type of bridge on it. And then you don't really, you know, you're good. You don't have to pay someone a whole bunch of money just to intonate it. I mean, for neck relief and everything like that, maybe you should take it to someone. It's probably a good idea, especially fretwork. But yeah, that's how you do it, and it's very easy. So that's the video there. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. Let us know in the comments if you've recently purchased one of these or if you just installed one, what you think about it. And yeah, I'll see you in the next video. Thanks for watching.